Hi guys, this is Justin Abiodun Oluwaseun from Oasisdemics. Welcome to today's class. Today I'll be showing us how to apply shadows to our images. I'll be doing this with the use of Photoshop CC 2022. This can also be achieved with the use of other design software, but for this class I'll be working with Photoshop, and this can also be achieved with the use of other versions of Photoshop. Without any further ado, join in with me. So this is the image we'll be working with, and this is the environment of Photoshop. I downloaded this image from PNG Wings. It's a website where you can download PNG pictures and images. So the first thing I'm going to do is to ensure that my brush panel is active. If this is not activated, you can go to Windows and click on brush settings here to activate your brush panel. And also I'll be ensure that my foreground and background color is set to black and white. If that's not so on your side, make sure you click on this small icon here. Once you click, it will go back to the default setting of black and white. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to create a new layer, and that new layer I will name it shadow. So I'm going to rename by double clicking and press enter. I will ensure that the shadow layer is beneath the image that I'm going to apply the shadow on. So I'm going to select my brush tool, and you can also do that by pressing the key B on your keyboard, and you can increase the size of your brush or reduce it with the use of the square bracket. We have two square brackets on our keyboard. We have the left and the right, very close to letter P. If you press the left square bracket, it will decrease. If you press the right, it will increase. So right now I will go to my brush settings, make sure the transform option is checked, it's activated. So go back to the brush tips shape here. I'm going to work with the soft round brush. So I'm going to play around this roundness here. In order to do that, I'm trying to reduce the roundness in such a way that it will fit with the bottom of this bottle that we have here. So I'm going to come to the tip here, and I will click and drag. And you can also do this manually by clicking here and press your arrow down button to reduce. And if you're a mouse user like me, I work with mouse, you can just use a scroll wheel to reduce. So I'm going to go to 3%, press enter, and I'm going to increase the size like I mentioned earlier with the square bracket. I'm going to zoom in. Make sure your opacity is at 100%. This is our opacity here. So I'm going to zoom in, reduce this, and I'm going to click. Yes. I'm going to reduce the size, and I'm going to click again. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go back to my brush here, and this time around I will set the roundness to 5%. Go back to where my image is, reduce this, and I'm going to click to apply my shadow. So with this, we already achieve our result. If you do this and you notice your image is not seated on your shadow very well, you can just click on the image of your shadow and press your arrow down button to adjust it to make sure it's not floated. With this, you can put an end to the process of applying shadow, but I can actually go further to create more depth to this image by making the bottom part of my bottle darker. So how am I going to achieve that? I'm going to create a new layer, and that new layer I'm going to name it shadow depth, or let me name it bottle depth. I'll click enter. I'm going to create a selection around my bottle by hitting the control key and press and select on my image. You can see the selection, you can see the marquee selection. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to press B to activate my brush, and I'm going to come here and select the subtrend brush, and I'm going to just apply it here at the bottom. After that, I'm going to press Ctrl D to deactivate my selection, the selection around my bottle, and I'll give this soft light. Yeah, so this is after, this is before, and this is after. So I'm going to come to the opacity and I'll reduce like this so that it will not be much. So with this is our image before and this is our image after. So this looks so real. So with this, I believe you'll be able to apply shadow to your image. So make sure you apply this in your next project and see how it works. See you in other classes. Thanks for watching. Cheers.